Hi everyone, my name is William and today I'll be giving you guys a tutorial on Lightroom how to edit photos. So today's photo is going to be a nature photo, and
Hi, I just wanted to quickly say that the photo that I just showed is linked down below, so if you guys want to edit along, feel free, you guys can download it. And the app I'm using to edit is called Lightroom. It's free, and you guys should download it as well. You guys can learn something new in this video and apply it to your own photos.
and first off, you guys can see the photos a little out of center. So what you want to do is you want to go to crop, and you want to kind of crop in and follow the grid lines. And you can also click straighten for, my bad, Lightroom can't straighten this photo. And basically just want to make sure it's cropped directly so the building is in the center of the photo. Beautiful. Next, what I want to do is click auto just to give you like a little set balance on as to how the colors are going to be. So since it already kind of gives you a general idea of how Lightroom thinks the colors should be and lighting and contrast and stuff, you can change it to your liking. So for me, I'm probably going to decrease the exposure a little, actually increase it a little bit. I'm going to increase the exposure a little and then bring up the shadows a little bit more to uncover what's a little more detail in the building. Not sure what that's called, sorry. And then I'm going to increase the blacks a little, decrease the whites, and then go down to the highlights and decrease that. And then I'm going to go into the curve, and you can just follow how I do it as well. I'm just going to bring it up a little, and you can skip this step if it's too hard as well. And then I'm just going to bring it up a little as well, and bring this up. And fix. Okay. There you go. Next, I'm going to go to color, and you can kind of experiment in which you want it to be on the warm tones or the cool tones. Personally, I like the warm tones, so I'm just going to, just want to make sure my night shift isn't on. And then I'm just going to turn it on a more on the warm tone side. And then I'm going to go to effects, and I'm going to bump up the clarity to about 9, bump up the haze to about 8, and then decrease on the negative side for vignette to kind of compose the shadows to allow the building to stand out a little more. And then I'm going to go to sharpen the photo a little more. And already you can see a big difference in the photo. And then I'm going to go to optics and click remove chromatic aberration, and then enable lens correction. So that kind of fixes anything the camera might have some minor errors in. That sometimes happens. And I'm going to go back to my colors, and I'm just going to play around to see what I like. So there's no red colors in this photo, so there's not much to play around. Not so much with the orange. But in the yellow, because yellow often affects the green as well, I'm going to, since I want it to be more on the warm side, I'm going to turn my HSL to the left and the negative side to bring in a little more orange tone. Sorry, there's like a fly flying around. And then for the green, depending on if you want it more green or more warm, I like mine warm, so I'm going to bring it to the negative as well. And you can always decrease the luminance, which is like the brightness of things. So if you think it's a little too bright, like for the yellow, I think it's a little too bright, so I might decrease the luminance. And then you can also decrease the saturation if you think it's a little too much. And I think I'm gonna decrease the saturation to let the white flowers stand out a little more. And then there's not much of a bright blue, so I'm going to go to the dark blue, and I'm going to decrease it. And that brings in a little more color to the sky. And you can increase the saturation, but I like it a little more natural. And I'm just going to decrease the luminance a little bit to bring in more details from the sky. And that's about it for here. And that's about it for the photo if you have the free version. But since I have the paid version, I'm just going to quickly go over how I would normally edit it. So I would go to selective and I'm going to click the plus icon. Then I'm going to click the little square. I'm going to pull down. You see this little red thing? That's a mask. And what I'm going to do is stretch it a little more. Fix it. And this allows you to change colors, the lighting, add effects. So what I'm going to do is decrease the exposure. And that brings a little more detail back into the sky. But I can also go back and click a little clarity. In addition, I'm going to click the plus again and scroll up. And what this is going to do is when I decrease the exposure, it's going to compose. And it's going to be like shadow, so it's going to be the top is dark and the bottom is dark and just the middle is bright. So that's going to allow our eyes to focus more on the subject, which is this building. And then you're basically done. And that's the finished product. I do think the photo is a little more tilted than I want it to be. Okay, there you go. And that's the finished product. I would love to edit out the leaves in the bottom, but I think it's a little too advanced for this video. If you guys would like it, definitely let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.